Hello everybody, it's Jacob Viral. Today I'm working on something on my loading wall that should help a little bit with reinforcement, so stay tuned. So, since I had my seats out, it doesn't take long to take the seats out, but I'm not the type of person that likes to take things away and add to over and over with seats coming in and out. So while they're out, I want to do as much work as I can. Since from the previous video you got to watch of why I took the seats out, you can see the SPL test results. Go watch that one if you haven't. Posted a few days ago. But while the seats are out, I was originally going to do some kind of floor reinforcement, but I decided not to. I want to keep my cabin from loading wall forward all stock, just basically sheet metal with Dynamat, so that way it's not going to be as extreme. If I add wood to it, I could gain on the meter, but I don't want to get to that level. I would like to be a little more oppressive and keep it how it is. Just keep everything out. The only thing that's different is Dynamat, tape, and basically I took the carpet out. Everything else is stock besides like taking the panels, the dash, and all of that out. So it's not really stock. It would be still considered extreme. I don't compete or anything, but I don't know. It's just the way I like it. So, but what I'm going to be working on today is the loading wall reinforcement. So I've been doing a little bit of noticing when I play at higher volumes that right here in this area, it's pretty solid here, but I think it's moving a little bit. It wiggles a little bit. So what I want to do is reinforce this. I have behind here two 2x4s and 2x6s with just one sheet of kerf. But right here you can see a little line. I actually have it cut into two pieces because when I had the seats in when I installed it, I could not actually go in and put it all as one piece, but ideally that is incorrect. I actually could have, I just didn't, so it was kind of inefficient of me to do that. So what I'm going to do is make one more layer, and I'm going to layer another 3/4 sheet all the way down. So that's going to slightly shrink my cabin as well as reinforce my loading wall. So a key note here for anybody that's looking to get a little louder, or whenever you build a wall, if you haven't already, make sure you've got at least 2 or 3 sheets of the loading wall. Some people go up to 5 or 6 sheets or just 2x4s. 2x4s work, but I didn't do them this way. I did them this way. So the stud portion of the 2x4 and 2x6 isn't getting hit. It's the lengthwise portion. So I'll go explain over here before I get started. But what that means is I'm not getting a strong reinforcement attachment on this area. So right here, the length of these pieces of wood are the 2x6 length. I didn't do them this way. So the stud depth here is not as sturdy as it could be. I could add reinforcement on the inside of the box, but that's going to shrink how much space is in the inside. And I just know how it works. I'll be louder with it on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that. So I'll give you all a little update in a minute once I get closer to it. Let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions on what I could do to improve on my wall build, as well as hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. Stay tuned and watch my other videos linked in the description for how I got to where I am today with this. And I'll see you all in a minute once I get some updates working on the reinforcement here. Hopefully this is a nice improvement to help structure the side of my loading wall. So you can also do this with non-subwoofer walls. So if you have just a subwoofer box and it's a single baffle or double, you can always add a layer to it. So this isn't just for wall build. You can use this concept in your own vehicle, in a trunk, no wall, anything. As long as you got a box, you can reinforce it with wood. Nothing wrong with adding to it, even if it doesn't look pretty, depending on how your goals are. My goals are to just get as loud as I can, so hopefully this will help that. I'll see you all in a minute. And I'm back. One layer of 3/4 birch there. It's not exactly perfect trim, but perfect enough, and it'll be taped by the end of this video as well. So while the seats are out, I'm working on that as well as some other stuff maybe. So turned out okay. I have a piece of 2x4 right here that it lines up with. So the PVC pipe, you watched the previous video to see how I did that. I have a piece of 2x4 right here on both sides linked to the port. So that'll touch off right on it, and I can layer a piece of tape over that. Still gives me room to remove my port and add or shrink if I need. Pretty sure I ain't gonna need to shrink it anymore, because then that's gonna be tuning a little too high, as well as I don't think it's gonna peak that high. So maybe 51, 52 hertz would be the highest peak with the door open, or with a window down. But sealed, it'll probably be like a 46, 47 hertz peak. I don't ever test the sealed portion until after I know everything is complete and I'm happy with it. And then I'll find out what the sealed score is. But my goal with this was a 6,000 watt amp to get to a 160 dB on glass sealed. And of course, I probably surpassed that. But who knows? You never know. But yeah, definitely pretty nice to see. There we go. So not exactly perfect. You got a little gap there, but it ain't gonna hurt nothing. Still looks good. I'm happy with it. And once it's all taped up, you won't even know. Once the seat's in, you probably won't even really know that this is here. The only difference is it moves up your seat just a 1/4 of an inch, or 3/4 of an inch. So besides that, there's nothing else. And hopefully that'll help stop some of the flex. I'm gonna put screws in all of this and get back at y'all. So anybody, once again, watching, still hit the like button and subscribe if you're a new viewer. If you're an old viewer and you haven't subscribed yet, if you're watching it in a second, just go ahead and hit the subscribe if you got an account. That'd be great to be able to get me to the goal of 10,000 subscribers, and you can help be a part of that. So let's go ahead and do this. So after this next clip in a second, you'll see this completely screwed off. And remember, you could do this to your own build, whether you've got a single sub or you got a wall like me. Reinforce your box, add a baffle to it. You'll be surprised at how much it can help your not just output, but SPL, as well as just help reinforce your system in general. So I'll see y'all in a minute with this screwed. There we go. One sheet extra in, completely screwed off. Curious if you're still watching, comment if you care. What's the distance you would say you want to have a screw anywhere on your box? So how often do you screw? I personally like to do it every 3 to 4 inches, so that way I have enough gap. I don't really see a need to do it any closer, but how close do you screw in between your gaps? I've seen people go to extreme levels and do it every inch, and I've seen some people that do it only on like the edges every inch, and then the middle they'll do every like 6 inches. So let me know in the comments what you do as far as your screwing. How what's your depth difference between screws? So stay tuned. This is pretty cool. This might actually help a little bit, I'm hoping. I was considering doing one. I actually have, man, every time I'm recording there's trucks. There wasn't trucks for 2 hours, and then there's a truck. So I was considering doing one more sheet of this, but if you look at the length here, I don't really want to pass that point. So at the bottom, it's getting close to where it lines off with the loading wall on the B-pillar post, so I don't really want to add any more. Plus, it's going to push the seat forward even more. So I have about half a sheet of birch left to use. So stay tuned. I might end up doing a video with working on the dash. Just put a layer there. I'm tired of having that cloth up there, so I'm just going to have a layer of wood across instead of a cloth. The reason I do that is so there's no sun exposure on the wires down there, and on the speedometer, cluster, and speakers, everything really. So I'm going to set up a piece of wood up there again maybe. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully that helps there. So I appreciate y'all watching. Hit the like button if you haven't, and subscribe. Let's see what we can get this thing going. Kind of happy with it. So gonna go ahead and tape it up, and then I'll get back to y'all with the finish for this video. Hit the like button if you haven't already, and thanks for the support, checking out the links in the description, and I'll see you on the next one. After this next clip, let's show you how it looks taped. Here we go. Fully taped up all the way to the bottom. Didn't really worry about taping the wood down there. Got the seatbelts in, since I don't have seatbelts on the B-pillar anymore. Got seatbelt bolted to the actual seat. You can have your little plug there. Safety first. It's not perfect, but it'll work for what it is. So looks pretty good. Might do some work on the dash, as well as up in this area too for videos, so stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't, and I hope y'all are enjoying this kind of content. It's starting to look really good. I don't know if I could be able to do some kind of test to show y'all this, because I have the seats out and it's a different disorder, so it wouldn't be the exact same as it was before. But the goal for this part isn't about getting higher numbers. This is also about making sure the structure was a little more solid. since one sheet was going to be enough for that, at least in my opinion, so for the loading wall, but we'll see. The depth from here, loading wall to subs, is 45 to 46 inches. The depth from this loading wall to the front of the dash is 45 to 46 inches. So keynote, quarter wave, sound wave, if anybody understands that, that's a science. So if you can get your depth from the front of your dash to your loading wall, from your loading wall to your back panel, some of the SPL guys might know about that. I don't know very much, but I've heard about it and I think it works. So that's a freebie for the ones that still watch. And let me know in the comments if you heard that and if you can explain or understand that at all, because I don't have a clue. But anyway, thanks for watching. Looks really good. Jacob Viral out. What's going on, everybody? This is Jacob Viral, ending this video to say thank you for watching my videos. Every single day I have a daily cardio video I upload. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and I'll see you tomorrow.